Telling your followers that you started a live video. Hey guys, I've started a live video. It's Tuesday evening, and that means it is time for question and answer with Coach Bronson and ramblings of an old man. Ha, that's me. Hey, okay, so what's up, Michelle? The first person on today, and Cookie Lou. I love it. Kona Coffee Sunshine. I see you every week. It's good to see that name. All right, so what's going on with everyone this week? Please chime in. As always, this is about you, so ask all the questions. We'll try to answer as many of them as I possibly can. Can't say I'll answer them all, but I will do my best. If I don't have the answer, I will help you find the answer for yourself, okay? So that being said, while I'm waiting for you guys to get settled in, get comfy, find your spot on a couch, all that kind of stuff, what's going on, Italian Gone Carnivore? How you doing? Good to have you on. Thanks for being here. While you guys are getting all settled, getting ready to answer your questions, I'm going to talk to you about a client of mine. I've been working with this client for about 6 months. We're about 2 weeks away to the end of the 6-month period that I usually work with people. And I am very happy with how he's progressed. It has not been a journey that ended or progressed the way that we thought it was going to initially. A lot of times when people get started, they're looking for body composition changes, looking for a lot of different things happening physically. There wasn't much that happened with him, actually. So over the 6 months, there wasn't a huge change in body composition. There was some fluctuation in muscle mass, some fluctuation in body weight, but in general, it was a fairly even line across for the entire 6 months, okay? Everything else that changed in this person's life, in my client's life over the last 6 months, happened here and happened in the habits and things he was able to do every day that actually impacted his quality of life. So I'm going to tell you, and this may or may not resonate, this may sound weird to you guys, but for a client to spend 6 months with me and not see much change in their body composition is rare. What's not rare and what's more impactful is that even though there was not much change in body composition, there were drastic changes that impacted his quality of life. Better nutrition, better daily habits, better self-care, better sleep, reduction in stress, anxiety. There's a whole bunch of things that we were able to work through that helped him get to a point where he was actually enjoying life, enjoying doing things he hadn't been able to do in a while, enjoying the process of making an improvement. So the changes that he made affected his living status, which got him to a point where he was happier and felt like he wanted to hang out there for a while and just enjoy where he was at, okay, without the feeling of stress and anxiety of where his future led and all those other types of things. When you take care of things here, there's a lot of stuff that doesn't need to happen here as much as you think it does when the things you actually do every day change your lifestyle. Hope that chain connected, okay? Brain, not always body. Lifestyle happens, okay? That's where the cool stuff is really all about, okay? He was worried. He was a little anxious on our last call about, I'm happy where I'm at. We've made some progress in my life. I feel like my quality of life is better, and I don't really want to do this or that or this right now. I don't feel like it's worth the effort for me to enjoy where I'm at. And he was worried that I'd be upset or disappointed or whatever else. And I was like, that's freaking awesome. Your ability, and this is for everybody listening, your ability to be self-aware of what you are ready, willing, and able to do and your quality of life and how the things that you're doing impact that quality of life and accept where you are and live there and enjoy it, that is completely your prerogative. That is your journey. My job as a coach is not to tell you where your journey should go. My job is to help you understand where you want your journey to go and then facilitate that process. Okay. So if you have a coach, if you have anybody that's telling you what you should do or trying to lay a picture of what your life should look like for you, you need to find a different coach. Your coach's job is to help you work through the process yourself so that you can decide where you want to go. And then they should help you get there. That's what this is all about. So I am super happy. I am super proud of the work that he's put in over the past 6 months. It's been a shift, right? We were focusing on a lot of physical things, and then we shifted into more mental stuff when we kind of realized, hey, this isn't about the physical ability as much as it is just what are the things we can do to change the mindset and improve quality of life with daily habits and routines. And that has been fantastic. So it's an awesome process. Again, I'm blessed to be able to be part of the process for people to help them walk through that journey. And I'm just super proud of him. And it's fantastic. Fantastic. That's right, Sean. Coach can't do it for you. Hey, Sean, what's going on? In case you guys didn't catch it, Intentional Carnivore and I did a live last week that was on fire. Sean got me fired up. I got Sean fired up. We were jumping up and down. At least I didn't get out of my chair, but I think he got up out of his couch at least once. Fantastic, fantastic stuff. All right, we got keeping up. Let's see, small attack. Wait, we got a question here. We got a conversation going on Instagram side. Let's see. Gallbladder is badly congested, needs to come out. Comment. Okay. So gallbladder stuff is really, it's a difficult one. There's some people who go carnivore and things clean up. I guess it kind of depends on how much of a problem you have. I would just say, Michelle is on point. Keeping us keto is on point. Watch some of Dr. Berry's videos. If there are things that you can do, I'm not a gallbladder specialist. I would say Dr. Berry has a few videos on the topic of gallbladders. There might be some other resources. If anybody's watching this has had a gallbladder issue and has improved the condition by diet and lifestyle, please comment either on YouTube or on Instagram and let's see, who's asking the question? Italian Gone Carnivore. So if you're on Instagram, if you've dealt with any gallbladder issues and you've found something that helped you get better without having to get your gallbladder removed, get on my Instagram, tag Italian Gone Carnivore, and give him some resources to take a look at. All right. Let's see here. We got people on the YouTubes. Karen's on. Bubbles is on. Chi is on. Juliana. Let's see. What are my thoughts on the bod pod technology? If you're familiar with it, decent, or using it for trends? Okay. Bubbles says his transformation will eventually happen. Bubbles, in comment to my client, I would say his transformation's already happened. The transformation starts here, then everything else follows. So once you can start transforming what goes on up here, your life has already changed. There's already been improvement in his quality of life. There's already been improvement in his ability to move, his fitness, his health. Just so many things have already started progressing. It's just was a different process of getting there than we thought it was going to be. And it's just fantastic to see how everybody gets there different ways. It's awesome being part of that process. Okay, so Julianne has a question. Let's see. What are your thoughts on bod pod technology? Okay, if you're familiar with it. Yes, I am familiar with it. Bod pod's been around for a while. I actually know someone that owns a bod pod company in this area. He goes around all over the place, going to gyms, that kind of stuff. What's up, Bruno? Bruno, totally trained of thought. Hold on, Juliana. Bruno, I totally forgot all about the meetup in New Jersey. I need to write a note. Hold on. I got to write a note. The meetup in New Jersey, I want to go. I need to write NJ on this piece of paper so that I can remember to look that up and get those tickets. Thank you, Bruno, for logging in tonight. Otherwise, I totally would have let that slip by. All right, Juliana. So bod pod technology. Bod pod technology is very similar to water immersion, except that it uses air pressure instead of water volume. So the idea is it's very similar to electrical impedance. It's not as accurate. I would say that on the scale of accuracy for commercially available solutions, right? DEXA is at the top. Next to, I think DEXA and InBody technology are next to each other, but for different reasons. They're both at the top. I think InBody and DEXA both. If you look at 95% of all of the studies that are out there in the scientific space, they're either InBody devices or they're DEXA. Okay. I think InBody, they're over 5,000 studies that they've been used in. as verification of body composition metrics in scientific studies, case studies, RCTs, the works. Okay. So I think gold standard at the top, from a commercially available would be DEXA. From an at-home commercial and at-home available would be InBody. Everything else falls under that. From a technology perspective, I think bod pods are probably better than most of the electrical impedance technologies that are out there, because there's multiple different versions of the implementations of electrical impedance. A lot of words, blah, blah. So different brands implement electrical impedance differently. The way that InBody does it, I think, is industry standard. Everyone else is kind of and then I think bod pod is kind of in between, intermixed in there with some of those levels of IE. Either way, you are correct, Juliana, in that trends are more important than accuracy 95, 99% of the time. Okay. If you're looking for something to say, where am I now? And then where am I a month from now? And then where am I 2 months from now? On and on and on. Then it's more important that you use the same device. And that's one of the differences with the bod pod that I think I've seen in the past. Different bod pods machines, okay, have given different readings based on the machine, not the person. So if you're doing a bod pod, try and use the same actual bod pod each time. Okay, so that would be my initial thing. Obviously, the technology, keeping the technology the same, another bod pod would be better than going from a bod pod to an InBody. But if you can, try to stay in the same bod pod. Okay, that's the biggest thing. As well as, just like anything else, same time of day, same physical condition, before a workout, fasted, hydrated, all those other types of things. All those things should be the same every single time. Okay, so without getting too much more into it, DEXA, InBody, bod pod, the cheap electrical impedance devices, then taping and calipers would be at the bottom from there. Okay. Hope that answers the question, Elena. Trends are definitely more important than accuracy in most cases. All right. I'm digging the name bod pod. Yeah, it's been around forever, man. Bod pod. Bod pod. I can't stop saying it now. Bruno says what he loves about the bod pod is there's no x-rays and it just uses air pressure. Absolutely. So if any of you are concerned with x-rays or even concerned with, so bod pods is a great thing. So technically, I've never seen it and be an issue with anybody, but technically electrical impedance is electrical current. So if you are somebody who has a pacemaker or some other type of electrical device inside your body, it's recommended that you not get on or use electrical impedance devices. A bod pod would be a fantastic option if that is your situation. Okay. All right. So what else we got going on today, guys? It is a Tuesday. Keto Greg has just joined. We are officially official. Keto Greg is on. Keto Greg, what's going on, man? How's it going? Does anybody have any questions tonight? I thought I took that off on my YouTube. It might be a short night tonight. We only got one question, 2 questions. Keto Greg, how's your prep going? You got another show coming up soon? Let us know how that's going. We got another question. Lady Fritz, I can't even, how do I pronounce this? Lady Fritzader. I need guidance on starting a weight program to reverse osteopenia. What level of program do you have? And would you also say I need someone local to learn proper form? Potentially, I think the beginner program that I have, if you're coming from not ever having done anything or haven't done anything in a long time, my beginner program would be a great place to start. That's where you will learn proper movement. There is always an opportunity in my programs to send videos for review. So, hey, this is how I'm doing this. What do you think? So there is an opportunity for movement review and getting tips from me on how you can actually improve your movement. The beginner program is super approachable for anybody. Literally anybody can do it. I don't care where you're at. You can do the program. Okay. And then it's a good launching point. As you get better with those things, we can increase the complexity, increase the intensity until you're ready to move to the next level. And then we do the same thing there. You can start at the basics at the next level until you get really good. Then you move to the next level. So there are 3 levels of programming that I have. If you start at the beginner, you could probably be in my program for 2 or 3 years before you get all the way up to the top. Okay. So there's plenty of time. There's plenty of work that can get done, and you get plenty of feedback from me and the coaches on how you're doing and what would make sense to progress you as you get better, because you are going to get better. So I would say, lady, that check out my beginner program. It's all body weight. It's all stuff you can do at home. You can do it from a chair if you need to. Start there. We'll see how you do with that. If you're ready for the next level, or if there's something in between where you're at and the next level, we kind of work through all of that kind of stuff and then get you ready to move up as you're ready to go. Okay. So the beginner program is a great place to start. And if you have any questions about where that is, it's on my website, coachbronson.com. And then you can get signed up. I think if you just go to programs, it's the first option there, and fitness memberships, and that'll get you started. Hope that answers your question, lady. Let's see. Above question, I forgot the cue. Yep, I got it. Juliana said, thanks, Coach. See you soon in Baltimore. Yes. Hope everybody's coming to Baltimore. Antithetic Baltimore is happening in just under a month. We just got the details for all of our sound setup and all that kind of stuff taken care of. So we'll be going through all of that in the next few weeks. We've got swag stuff we're getting ready. We've got signage we're getting ready. There's a bunch of stuff happening. It's going to be fun. We're going to have fun. Hope you guys can make it. Antithetic-conference.com is where you go to find out about the conference in Baltimore. It's the first major keto conference in the Mid-Atlantic. I won't say the East Coast because Orlando and New York are in the East Coast, so I can't say that. But I can say in the Mid-Atlantic, in the Delaware, Maryland, Virginia area, in the Baltimore, D.C. region, that kind of stuff, right? It's the first one ever. Come, don't miss it. It's going to be cool. Jazz Puppy is on. All right, lady, if you have free weights at home, okay, then do you mean like dumbbells, or do you mean barbells and plates? Like you have actual like full gym equipment, or just some dumbbells hanging around? If you have full gym equipment and you have experience with doing actual workouts, then you could jump right into the the functional program that has a lot of more advanced and more, weight training and functional movement added to it. And it's not just for beginners. So there are 3 fitness programs that you can join. If you're ready for and have the equipment to do the functional program, then that would be the one that I'd recommend for you. Okay. Sweat Miles Mojo is on. Teresa, let everybody know how awesome the different fitness training programs are. You are a alumni of a couple of them. You used to, let's say you've been a personal training client, you've been a remote virtual client, you've been a strength program training client. You've done a little bit of everything with me, haven't you? John in Colorado, any opinions on vibrating plate therapy for far infrared therapies? Okay, far infrared therapies, I'm not that up on. Vibration plate therapy, I have not seen anything that convinces me it actually works. All of the stuff that I have seen makes the back of the hair on the back of my head stand up a little bit, because it's kind of, I'm not really sure about it. So I haven't dug into it a lot. I know that the times that I have seen it, the times that I have talked to people who are proponents of it, I've never really gotten a feeling or seen any information that made me want to look deeper, if that answers the question, John. Okay. I am always a fan of the basics first. So movement, 7 essential movements, metabolic training, and doing the things that encompass as much of the 10 components of fitness as possible. That's where we need to focus. If we're not doing those things, then anything else is really, why are we doing that? Tara, if you guys don't know Tara Garrison, follow her on Instagram. She's a coach. She's been around for a while. I just interviewed her a couple weeks ago on my YouTube. She had a post a couple days ago that was titled, "Why are you worried about the icing when you don't have the cake?" Okay. Food analogy aside, the idea that a lot of people are trying to do all these funky technology things and they don't have the basics of essential movement, essential sleep, essential nutrition, get those things down, and 95% of the problems that you have are going to go away. And then you won't even be worried about doing all these other things. Okay. Let's see. Bars and dumbbells. Lady has bars and okay. So lady, just go to my website and sign up for the functional fitness program. That will give you everything you need 5 days a week, functional training, weights, metabolic conditioning, mobility, all the stuff that you need. That is the top end, fully comprehensive program that I think will be great for you. Okay. Let's see. It does. Wait, I missed something. Deb asked a question. I think I missed it. Hold on. It doesn't work. I have one, so it's a good stepper. Hold on. I don't know what Deb, could you re-ask your question? Either you're asking a question or commenting on something, and I'm not sure what you're referencing. All I got is, it doesn't work. I have one. It's a good stepper. But I don't know what that's in reference to. All right. Sorry. Okay, let's see. Pamela's got a question. The vibration plate. Deb's talking about the vibration plate. Okay, thanks. She's saying the vibration plate is a good step up. Gotcha. Okay, question on Instagram. Question about knee strengthening. Somebody's asking a question about knee strengthening. Hold on. Question above about knee strengthening. Hold on, I'm looking for it. So many people hopped in on Instagram. I can't find it anymore. Okay, Greg's got no more shows for a while. All right, reverse dieting. Good, man. Okay. I don't see the question on Instagram about knee strengthening, but we'll talk about it real quick. In general, knee strengthening is strengthening your legs, right? The knee is a joint. You can't strengthen the knee. You got to strengthen the muscles around the knee. So that is primarily your hamstrings and your quads, adductors as well, and abductors. So in general, what you're looking at doing is anything that is going to really depends on what you're looking to do. If you're just looking to get stronger knees because you want stronger knees, then anything you do is going to work. Okay. Squatting, lunging, deadlifting, walking upstairs, doing steps, things like that. Okay. If you're dealing with an injury. Okay. So this is the question. Okay. I think this is the question. Cartilage is low in one knee. I'd like to strengthen my knee without replacement surgery. Okay. Yes. So what you're looking for is you probably want to start with things where you are focused on your hips and your hamstrings more than your quads and your knees. Okay. So deadlifts, seated box squats. So doing squats to a box, and leg press machines, things like that, where a lot of the focus when you're doing keeping your feet high on the leg press machine, trying to find ways where you can focus on keeping your heel down, you're driving through the heel, and you're focusing on your hips and your hamstrings, not your quads, your knees. So I wouldn't do front squats. I wouldn't do lunges where your knee is far forward. If you're lunging, keep your knee back behind your toes. So there's things like that. What I would recommend is getting with a physical therapist. And I've told a lot of people this before. If you have a knee issue and you want to start training, what's up, Carnivore Cabal? And you want to start training, I recommend get with someone who can get eyeballs on what you're doing and give you tips on how to position yourself. So then you can learn what positions work for your knee and what positions don't. And then there's also learning some specific movements. There's movements you can do to strengthen your legs where your knee doesn't move at all, or if it does, it barely moves. Okay. So you can do wall sits. You can do leopard crawls. Okay. There's some things you can do where there's little range of motion movement in the knee. So you're not getting a lot of extra action in that knee joint, but you're activating your hamstrings, you're activating your quads, and things like that. So number one recommendation, get with a physical therapist, get eyes on somebody, and go from there. Okay. Hope that helps, Italian. Italian's got 2 good questions for the day. I love it. Carries on. Let's see. Did you hear about the baseball player? Every time Carrie's on, we know there's going to be a joke. I want to post this one. All right. Did you hear about the baseball player who could spot a fast food restaurant from miles away? He leads the league in RBIs. Wow. Wow. That's wow. RBIs. Thank you, Carrie. Appreciate it. Wow. Bubbles asked a question about, is someone replacing Dr. Barry? Nobody can replace Dr. Barry. Dr. Barry will be there on the screen answering questions. So he will be virtual. It was just a mix up with the scheduling. It's actually, I think it's Bonnie's birthday weekend. So Nisha said, you cannot travel on your daughter's birthday weekend. So they are going to be doing family stuff that weekend, but he's going to pull aside an hour to spend time with everybody and answer questions during the conference. Okay. Let's see. Carrie, you're so proud of yourself. Oh my goodness. We had another question. Let's see. Pamela asked a question. Let's see here. All right. And then the real D key will come back to you next. All right. Pamela's got a question. Been working out for 30 years, had a great home gym and a fire. Oh no. And lost it. I have to go back to the gym and feel so intimidated as I'm now a 60-year-old woman. Any suggestions? Do it. Just do it. Okay. I can tell you a couple of different things. Number one, you'll regret not doing it. Okay. Number two, most of the people at the gym are just as worried about what you're thinking of them as you are of what they're thinking of you. Okay. You're all there for the same reason. Going to the gym, put it in this framework. You're going to the gym for the same reason other people are going to the gym. So it's not like you're walking into a shoe store looking for a hat. Okay. You belong there just as much as they do. You're all there for the same thing. And 99.9% of them, if given the opportunity, would give you a high five because they would want a high five if they wanted it. Okay. So go to the gym. Okay. You can ask my mom. She didn't get started. She didn't get started in this process until she was 60 years old. And her first exposure to a gym was a CrossFit gym, which for her was about as far out of your comfort zone as you could possibly go. And here she is, because she bit the bullet and did it, found out that she actually liked people. She liked community the most of the whole process. And now when she's working out at home, that's what she misses the most. So the people that you are often afraid of can actually be a benefit to you in the long run, right? So go to the gym. Don't be intimidated. If you feel like there's something that you can do off on the side, if that's what you need to do, get your weights and move into a corner, whatever you need to do in that environment to feel comfortable. Totally understand that, and you can do what you need to do to control your environment and be able to focus on the work that you're doing. But try not to let that intimidation keep you from even going. Okay, push through. The more you do it, the more comfortable you get. And here's another aspect, guys. Just like we talk about in your Facebook groups, in your Patreon groups, in your Discord groups or Slack groups, whatever groups you're on with other people, people are watching you because they need the inspiration just as much as you do. So you being a 60-year-old woman walking in the gym is going to inspire somebody else that's there who may not have felt like going today, and they're only going to get on the treadmill because that's all they got. But then they see you go in, grab a dumbbell and start doing work. They don't have an excuse anymore. You now became an inspiration to help somebody else improve their life. And there is nothing at all that can replace that feeling. So I highly recommend go to the gym, guys. Go to the gym. Go do something. Okay. I think you'll be glad you did, Pamela. All right, let me know how it goes. Go to the gym and then comment on something and say, I went to the gym, it wasn't as bad as I thought, or whatever. Just let me know. I want to hear how it goes for you, okay? All right, then we got, let's see, D Keys, let's see. Since black men are at higher risk for most cancers and heart disease, any tips on convincing my family that me going carnivore is fine? Heart disease runs in my family. Okay. Heart disease is not nearly as genetic as we want to believe it is. Okay. You can say flat out, I am lowering my risk of heart disease by living a lifestyle different than you. Period. If you don't want me to get heart disease, you can't have the argument that our family gets heart disease and now we're doing all the things our family's always done, but you're the one at risk. Doesn't work that way. Okay. So be empathetic, buy into that counterculture, own it, and just do your thing. Okay. The worst thing we can do is get in arguments with our family. If your family wants to say that they're smarter than you, they know more better than you, whatever, accept it, take it in. Thank you for your input. I appreciate it. This is my life. I'm living it this way. A year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, when you are living your best life and they are having issues, maybe then, hopefully before then, they will have acknowledged where you're at and what's happening in your life versus what's happening in their life, and they will start to make some changes. Okay. The only thing you can do is what's best for you, regardless of what anybody else is saying. Okay. It's really that simple. Just do you, man. Just do you. Baby Bonnie trumps Bronson. Yep, pretty much. All right. Any other questions? Let's see what we got here. Nobody's replacing Dr. Barry. Carrie's making jokes. I call malarkey on Nisha. Well, I'm sure they have things going on during the week, so it's a weekend event, I'm sure. Okay. Ooh, this one might surprise a lot of people, what I'm going to say here. All right. How important is stretching after weight training? Will it help recovery? I stretch after cardio usually, but not weights. Okay. Stretching after cardio is not a bad idea. Okay. The idea of stretching is often, historically, it's been a requirement. You got to stretch before you work out. You got to stretch after you work out. The longer I stay in this business, the less I'm convinced of that for a couple of reasons. One, there are studies that show that stretching doesn't 100% or as much as we think. I'm not going to use exact numbers because it's still a lot based on what individual, right? It's a very individual thing. There are some studies and there are some people out there who are starting to say that stretching doesn't really do as much for us as we think it does. And that most injuries are a cause of strength and mobility issues, less from a range of motion issue. So there definitely are issues. If you are seriously limited in your range of motion, you're going to have issues in movement and dysfunction. That's a no-brainer. Okay. And stretching can help with that. So if it's a very specific thing where you're stretching from a rehab or injury performance issue, yes, stretch. Okay. Dr. Kiltz is on. What's on, Dr. Kiltz? It's always a blast when you pop on. So stretching can be beneficial. For the cardio perspective, if you are consistently doing cardio and you're not doing a lot of functional movement, then stretching can be beneficial because that's the only time your body is moving in ranges other than walking. Okay. So if your stretching is your time for functional movement, then stretching is going to be beneficial because that's how you're getting all of the different angles and positions that your body needs to be in, assuming you're doing full body stretching. Okay. If you're just stretching your legs, then that's great. It's kind of, okay. I would say do it if that's all you're doing, but you probably should do more. Get your shoulders, get your back, get your thoracic, get your hips, get your knees, get your ankles, right? All of those things. So my stretching over the past couple of years, as a 51-year-old guy, I used to, particularly before I was carnivore, spend a good 20, 30 minutes warming up and stretching before I did a workout. Okay. I currently, most of my warm-ups and stretches are a little bit of warm-up to kind of get things going, 5 minutes, nothing crazy, get my heart rate up a little bit, kind of get moving, let my body know, hey, you're about to do something, switch from that parasympathetic to sympathetic mode. And warm-up sets for the movements that I'm going to do. I don't do a lot of general warm-up as much as I used to do. I still think people should do that, especially if you're just getting started and you're building a habit and a routine, because it's a great time to learn movement, learn your body, build mind-muscle connection. There's a lot of things that happen during that warm-up period prior to actually doing intense work that I think many people need to do. The more experience you get, the more advanced you get. I've been doing this for 12 years. I think I'm pretty experienced in working out and understanding my body and how it moves and how it performs. I'm at a point now where most of the range of motion work that I get, I do it during my workouts. Okay. And that's where you guys should do as well. Do your stretching before, do your dynamic stretching, get your body warmed up, ready to go. Do your static stretching afterwards. Okay. Extend that range of motion after you've been warmed up and your muscles are loose and you've got that synovial fluid going in and everything's ready to go. Extend the range of motion. During your workouts is the best time to get functional range of motion training. Okay. That is real flexibility. Okay. Getting full range of motion under stress, under weight, under speed, under intensity is practical application of flexibility. And that's where the main difference comes in. A lot of stretching we do is we go lay on a yoga mat and we stretch. Okay. That's not practical. I'm not doing anything that I'm going to replicate in life other than sleeping. Okay. But if I can get into a full range of motion while I'm squatting with 100 pounds on my back, now I have functional range of motion in my ankles, my knees, my joints. Okay. And I have core activation and I'm learning how to balance and I'm coordinating a bunch of muscles at the same time. You see where I'm going with this? So full range of motion while you're actually working is going to give you a lot more bang for the buck than just doing a bunch of stretching after your workouts. Something to think about there. Okay. Hope that answers your question, Susie. Long-winded question to say, it's great if you want to do it. I would like to see you do functional movement and get full range of motion as much as possible while you're doing your functional movement. And I think you'll see a much bigger bang for your buck that way. All right. Let's see what other questions you got. Juju B says, those who mind don't matter and those who matter don't mind. That's right. Let's see what else we got. 54 and at the gym listening. All right. Get it, Jazz. Jazz Puppy's at the gym working out, listening to it. It's Bonnie's birthday. Thank you, Coach. That was great. You bet, Susie. All right. Any questions here? We got IB Journals. We got Paleo Lola. We got Kim Bear, Dr. Kiltz. Dr. Kiltz, you eating ice cream right now? If you're, I want some. I think Dr. Kiltz is going to be in New Jersey. We got to go to New Jersey, babe. All right, guys, that is all we got for tonight. It's going to be a little shorter tonight than normal, but I really thank everybody. I'll see you guys next Tuesday. If you have any questions beforehand, please let me know. Don't forget that you can get my book. Okay. I'm working on book number 3. It's going to be out in a few months, maybe, hopefully by the end of the year. We'll see how it goes. But if you want to learn more about what my philosophy is, how I approach health, fitness, quality of life, get the book, Ultimate Ketogenic Fitness Book. It's on Instagram. It's in my link on both YouTube and on Instagram. I said it's on Instagram. You can't buy the book on Instagram. It's on Amazon. The link is on Instagram. Okay. And if you haven't gotten it, go get it. If you have gotten it, tell someone else to go get it. All right. See you guys.